Hey y'all, so we just hit 10 million views on YouTube, and I just wanted to really say thank y'all. Um, I made a lot of content in terms of shorts and videos, and to be honest, most of these views actually derive from shorts. But I'm still very impressed that I've even gotten to this point in my YouTube career because, well, for one thing, in my previous successes combined, I've barely even hit like 3 million views, right? I had two channels besides this one that actually blew up. Well, blew up. Uh, which one was about Geometry Dash and the other was about, comedy skits. And the one about comedy skits only got 2 million views because of one video that blew up, and the other one got only about 1 million views because of just a video that blew up. But now we make consistent and slow progress to the channel that we're starting to rack in views, and we're actually getting paid for the first time ever on YouTube. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you all for really supporting this channel. And man, honestly, I give all glory to God because he made this possible. And man, I don't know what else to say. It's shocking, you know what I mean? 10 million views. It's just a lot to comprehend for me. So in honor of that, we're going to be playing some really cool missions today. Let's play some Desert Temple. Personally, I really like Desert Temple. It's my favorite mission in the entire game of Minecraft Dungeons. So let's have at it. For our build today, we have the Frost Slayer, Spooky Gordian, the Slicer, and you know what? I forgot to change my artifacts up. Ghost Cloak, Deathcap Mushroom, and you know what? Let's actually replace the Ghost Cloak with the Iron Hide Amulet. It's a really good defense artifact. And for our last one, we'll just have Boots of Swiftness. So we have Frost Slayer, Spooky Gordian, and the Slicer. Slicer is really nice because it has Pierce, and it's a pretty basic unique, you know what I mean? It's not really that impressive, but it's just basic. And I like basic. So yeah, 10 million views. It's a lot. I don't know, it's a round number, and some zeros here and there. It's like the very first 8-digit number that I've actually formed in my life before, 8-digit number that actually means something. So I don't know, I've been spending a lot of time making this channel, a lot of time developing and working in progress, just making Minecraft Dungeons content. And during the summer I had a little crisis period where I was just kind of lost on what kind of content I wanted to make. I didn't feel like making gaming content and stuff like that. And really the problem was I accidentally made this channel my idol, and you should never do that. You know what I mean? I need to keep my eyes on God first, and this channel after family and friends on the priority list. But this channel is still a work in progress. I'm still grinding for it. I personally don't want to ever give up on it because, I mean, it's kind of like my baby, you know what I mean? It means a lot to me that I built something like this. But I don't know if y'all have a YouTube channel, maybe you're working on something, some sort of big project, but one thing I know for sure is that it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work in the darkness. You're working after hours, and nobody's really watching you except God. But you're not getting any fame or credit for it. And then once it actually starts popping off, there will be people that have claimed to have supported you throughout the whole way. They didn't believe in you because, to be fair, I mean, they didn't believe in the vision, in the dream and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I don't know. The more I make YouTube videos, it just, it seems that I trust people a little bit less and stuff. I feel I'm trying to get a feel of, who my friends are. You know what I mean? My day ones are my friends. That's why you never give up your day ones. But the people that come to you in the future because you're successful, I'm telling you this, they're gonna stop caring about you once you stop popping off. You know what I mean? They're just there because you have something going on. You're getting big at something. And I wouldn't consider myself famous to any aspect because, I have 14,000 subscribers. I mean, that's pretty basic. But, it still means a lot to me because I never actually thought it'd be, even, I don't know, I never really felt how possible it was. I was talking to myself in the mirror, telling me I was the best YouTuber and stuff, and, for motivation and stuff like that. And I was doing a lot of self-reflection and also a lot of motivation on how much I hated college and I never wanted to go. So I just wanted to work on this channel and do more of this kind of stuff. I personally don't like the academic stuff. It's just not my thing. And personally, if I have something that's working for me, I don't ever want to give it up. So, but at the same time, the people that are telling me that, maybe I should go to college or whatever. I mean, I get it. They're looking out for me and they're trying to see what the more realistic path is. But the crazy part is that I wasn't really being much realistic at all. I was just making videos. I was, spending time studying YouTube. Even when I was in school, like I don't even care much about school anymore. You know what I mean? And, after being this kind of guy who wanted to be the smartest kid in the class, I just realized how miserable it made me. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to focus my energy on this YouTube thing. And not let my pride get the best of me. Don't get me wrong, I still got pride problems, alright? I mean, the bigger you get, the bigger your head gets sometimes. I pray to God to remove my pride and stuff like that. And sometimes I do get a little bit prideful. Unfortunately, it's the truth. Sometimes I get a little bit prideful. Sometimes it happens. But we all have a little bit of a pride problem here. What is pride anyways? I mean, pride isn't just confidence. I mean, pride and confidence are they're not congruent with each other. But, a lot of people are very overconfident and they're prideful in the sense that, they think that they're the only thing that matters to them. Or sometimes pride can come in the ways like, oh, I'm just not good enough or something like that. We all have a pride problem. It's like an ego, It is an ego, actually. Ego is the source of our pride. And whether it's that kind of overconfidence kind of pride, or maybe it's that, putting ourselves down kind of pride. But to be humble, we gotta be, first of all, we gotta love ourselves, but at the same time, we can't, we can't do this whole, we can't be arrogant, you know what I mean? We can be confident, we can be just not thinking much about ourselves as much as we think of ourselves, you know what I mean? We respect ourselves, we love ourselves, and we love each other, but we're not always thinking about ourselves, but we're also thinking about others. And it's just, it just gets hard to do it sometimes. And personally, I have a pretty big pride problem, sometimes it manifests. And if you think that I'm the only one with a pride problem, my friend, if you come from Reddit, you have a big pride problem. Everybody has a pride problem. You're not God, you have a pride problem, alright? And I'm telling you this, Reddit is like the freaking butt of the internet, alright? I'll tell you that. If I had the chance, I would if I had $1 trillion, I would spend like more than $1 billion of it just to buy Reddit and to just absolutely take the website down, because all it's used for is just, you know, all this stupid stuff. So yeah, I guess we beat the mission. That's pretty cool. In my opinion, I think Reddit is just a place for people to absolutely, you know, it's just to let out all the negativity. I mean, same thing with Twitter, same thing with Blue Sky, and I think even LinkedIn takes a little bit of this too. I mean, like there's a reason why I don't use social media. You know what I mean? I use Discord because, you know, to moderate my fan base and whatnots, but ooh, Redstone monstrosity. But I don't use TikTok. I have a TikTok account and I have an Instagram account, but I don't really even watch stuff on there. I don't even like check it. I don't think I even have it installed on my phone. The only really, like, if you want to call it social media, then I guess I use YouTube, and I guess that counts as social media, but it's not really much social media going on there. It's just a video platform. You know, I personally like to make videos on there, and I like to watch videos on there. I noticed that the more videos that I made, the less shorts I watch, and the more long forms I start watching, because I feel like my attention span is actually getting bigger from making videos. And I think if you have an idea for a YouTube channel, even if it means you're hating on me or whatever, I think you should definitely go for it, because I don't like consumerism, you know. I promote products on my channel, you know what I mean? But I don't want you guys to be like in this consumer kind of mindset, you know what I'm saying? I don't want myself to be in it. I'm a big capitalist myself, but consumerism is, you know, the part of it that isn't that good. If you have a drive, if you have something to, you know, aspire to be, then create more than you consume. That's my real advice here. But all right, so let's actually go to Creeperwoods. Creeperwoods is a nice level. I like to play it. And also, I like to give a real shout out to my people, to my commenters, to Uncle Thomas, to Arthur Thurwell. Who else? I mean, I don't remember too much of names, but you know, I do remember a lot of my active commenters. You know what I mean? Pizza, Retrack, Aaron. He's also, he doesn't really comment much on this channel, but he's definitely been a homie of mine. So really, to anybody that's watched this channel, thank y'all for doing that kind of stuff. But personally, I like to specifically mention the ones that are in the comment section. Even the ones that have hyped my videos and stuff. Look, if I'm not listing your name, it's because your username is long and it's kind of hard for me to remember. All right, it's nothing to do with, you know, my valuation or whatever. You know, it's just that if I interact with you more, then I'm more likely to remember your username. All right, so, but I still love you and respect y'all equally to the ones that I do remember. So I just wanted to give that a little shout out. Just wanted to throw that in there. Personally, I really like having y'all there. I do this for many reasons. One of them is business. Another one is, you know, passion for making videos. Another one is I like to play Minecraft Dungeons, Geometry Dash, all these video games. But I think a big reason why is because, I mean, just the few of y'all that are in my comment section, I do it more for you guys than for like the most of the people that watch my videos. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, y'all, but I do have favorites. Like the ones that I see that are actively rooting for me and supporting me, I actually like them more than, you know, just the people that watch my videos and they don't really give a care about the creator or whatever. a lot of people are here just for Minecraft Dungeons, and you know, I'm okay with that. But I do this more for the people that are here for me than the ones that are here for the game. But even if you are here for the game, thank you. I mean, thank you for stopping by. I'm one of very few amounts of Minecraft Dungeons YouTubers, so I can see why you clicked on this video or maybe clicked on my channel and stuff like that. Because when there's very few content creators making videos about this game, I'm bound to show up somewhere, you know what I mean? And I'm not really the most successful content creator in Minecraft Dungeons yet. I'm not 4 AM level or anything like that. There's still many people that are just more religiously, you know, making Dungeons content than me. But I really like to take part in the shorts game and stuff like that. And a lot of times I like to, you know, put in a little bit of TV references as I play the game. I like to say, "Hey, Beavis." You know, that kind of stuff. Mr. Batman, it's not about who we are, but it's about our plan. That kind of stuff. I really like to do that. I think it's funny. Even if it's not funny to you, I think it's very funny to me. I really like playing this game. I just like to chill around playing this game, testing out some cool builds. But I think a really big part about hitting the first 10 million views is that this is the first 10 million that you're really just experimenting with what you got. I mean, before I started making Minecraft Dungeons content, I made a couple of videos about it here and there, but it was mostly just about Geometry Dash and other games like Forza, and I was actually doing some other stuff. I was like talking, making vlogs and whatever, and I was highly editing my videos compared to now, where I just make these VOD likes and I only edit them the beginning and the end. I noticed that y'all like seeing a large amount of the gameplay, so you like to watch it. So I just like to keep that unedited. Your eyes would be less chopped, you know, looking at all those little screen cuts about the gameplay. It'd be much better if you could just see all the gameplay, and, you know, even if I don't talk all the time. It makes it easier for me. I get more watch time, and it's better for you. And I guess you could say it increases your attention span and stuff like that. I noticed that people like to watch streamers for the whole thing, even if they're just like making a VOD and it's just almost completely unedited and stuff like that. So I noticed that taking a simpler approach and doing actually less work can lead to more results. My money's made by watch time, but you know, getting a lot of views is important and stuff. And I know I sound like this, you know, soulless, you know, business kind of guy, but I'm just telling you, you know, when I'm not in front of the camera, I'm also sometimes looking at the numbers, just trying to see how things are doing. Because to make what you guys want, I gotta make what's popular, right? I gotta make what's working. Let's do Cacti Canyon. Cacti Canyon's good. I like it. Me likey. And to do what you guys like, I gotta do what's popular. But sometimes I'll do stuff that's niche. Like, I actually once did the Hassan Piker build, and I also did the Asmongold build. If you don't know who they are, it really is just a bunch of streamers that, I don't know, they do a bunch of, yeah, they're just chuds. That's what they really are. Chuds or foids. And those of you who think I'm a chud, my friend, if you're using that word how I think you are also a chud, alright? Personally, I admit defeat if I'm a chud, but at the same time, dude, you're a chud too. Alright, I'm sorry. But 10 million views, man. So, it's just 10 million views of learning and stuff. In my lifetime of YouTube, I gotten like probably 14 million views in total. Out of like all my channels that I've ever ran and stuff. Well, 14 million, you know what I mean? But having 10 million views on one channel is just, it really shocks me, because it's a lot easier to get 1 million views on a channel than it is to get 10 million. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's quite obvious, because to get to 10 million, you have to really like level yourself up there, you know? And getting to the next 10 million should be like pretty short. Look at this AoE. I probably should have done this before Desert Temple, but I wasn't planning on it. So yeah. Also, you guys might be a little bit surprised, but I don't actually script my shorts. You know what I mean? I actually really just, I do a lot of talking and I just kind of flow it out. And I just heavily edit them so that way all the pauses are just edited out. And it does sound like I use a script, right? I mean, I do have the ideas written down, but I don't like always script them. I don't like being rigorous and stuff. And one time I tried to make a rigorous recording schedule where I do like an all-nighter, but I don't know, it just never really came about. So I just kind of made videos how I usually do. Sometimes I don't even like really have any, you know, motivation to make videos, and I just kind of skip on a day. But good thing those days are short, so I can always make videos other days. And I really love the feeling of just having ideas and, you know, having this boost of excitement of what to make and stuff. I even contemplate sometimes, you know, I go into my car, or I go into like some sort of, you know, nature place, like maybe at a bench by the pond, and I just kind of contemplate about it and stuff, the big reasons why I'm doing it. You know, I think, look guys, I love y'all and I respect y'all, but the main reason why I'm even doing YouTube, aside from like, you know, it's my passion of making videos, it's really because I just don't want to be in the rat race, you know what I mean? I'm not for this drop shipping BS, but at the same time, I don't want to be caught in this, you know, this kind of employee thing, you know? I don't want to be stuck all my life behind some sort of cubicle. I just want to have the freedom to do whatever I want with my time, you know? Use it to serve God, use it to, you know, hang out with friends and do cool things. And I'm really just kind of sacrificing my childhood and my younger years because I'm trying to make sure I have a good future, you know? So I think about it all the time. I believe that John D. Rockefeller made a bad system, like an intentionally bad system where, you know, a lot of the reason why college in the United States is so freaking expensive is because it's meant to keep people in debt. You know what I mean? Rockefeller set that up. Universities, when they were originally designed, you know, before Rockefeller came along, I believe that, you know, they were meant for actual good intentions. But now they just keep people in massive student loan debts and stuff like that. And personally, I'm just not for it. I've seen people suffer after getting a PhD from the university, you know, all this stress inflicted on them, and they never actually became anything in their lives besides, you know, whatever job they were cornered to. Ended up having all these, you know, diseases that weren't even actual, like, real diseases, but they were generated from the mind because of how stressed they were, you know, doing this kind of work and not getting the freedom to do whatever they wanted with their time. It just me. It's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to live like this. I love these people, but I'm not following their path. Like, that's misery, my friend. If that's not misery, I don't know what is. It's just, you know, it's hard to watch it. You know, I don't want to live that. I want to actually live with my life. So, I'd rather make videos about a game, even if I'm not interested sometimes. I'd rather make videos about a video game and just get passive income from it and never ever go to college, rather than get a PhD in something, even if it's something I'm interested in. you know, and then just end up in some sort of job and be sectioned off for the rest of my life, being, you know, literally living a paycheck to paycheck, spending on things I don't need. Why do you think the movie Fight Club had to exist? You know what I mean? People were working big jobs like in the insurance industry and stuff, traveling all over the world, and, you know, battling insomnia and stuff like that, battling these mental pains. They hated their lives, and this Fight Club was the only like way to escape it. I mean, man, I know the movie was crazy and all the Fight Club stuff was crazy, but you really got to give it some consideration. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why it resonated with so many people is because so many people were spending so much money on stuff they didn't need. You know, just working, and they hated themselves. They hated their lives and stuff. And personally, I don't want that to be me. And I'm willing to sacrifice even my young adult years if it means that in my mid to older adult years I can live a beautiful life. You know what I mean? And I get to have this time and make friends and stuff like that and do all this cool stuff. I don't want to waste them. I don't want to squander them away. And yeah, I mean, I hang out with my friends sometimes, but I don't like to squander all of my days on some stuff. I feel the need to change. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for 10 million subscribers. I know I went on a whole bunch of different tangents and whatevers, but thank you for watching this channel. I'll see you in the next time.